Friday Night Fever with Mike Ludlam.
Good evening, everyone. We found the Class D boys basketball rivalry on the schedule, and it involves the number 2 team in the UPSSA Little 5 poll. The North Central Jets put their undefeated record on the line against next-door neighbor Bark River Harris. The schools are about 10 miles apart. Let's move to the second quarter. North Central's Troy Eckberg will drive baseline, scores on the reverse. Jets lead 19-9. For the Broncos, Josh Madalinsky for 3, and that cuts the deficit to single digits. But the Jets would not let that continue. Inside, Morgan Cox over his defender, and the Jets are back at it. Here comes Jason Whitens. He goes up and strong to the basket, 24-12, with just over 5.5 remaining in the first half. Rob Granquist scores here. He went over the 1,000-point mark for his career this evening. That put the Jets up by 14. Madalinsky's going to float one in here, but way too much North Central. The Jets win this one 84-33. Over in Kearney, the Wolves found themselves in a 7-point hole to start the second quarter against number 4 Forest Park of the Little 5 poll. Here comes Lee Graff. Hard to stop him on the football field, and just about as hard to stop him when he's driving to the bucket, and the foul. Trojans by 10. Manuel Duran. Oh, nice spin move in the left hand for the hoop. But Forest Park still leads 17-6. To the other end, Graff, the bounce pass to Austin Carlson. Gets control, uses the backboard nicely. Trojans up 13 and a foul. Dan Nasserini finds Adam Hilberg, and he floats that one in, 21-6 Trojans. Duran does a good job of keeping the Wolves in the game. He hits the triple, and Kearney NATO was able to cut it back to single digits. However, Forest Park was your winner, 47-40. Meanwhile, big number 3 Negaunee taking on Manistee. Second quarter action, Rob Lloyd. Dre Tumanen. And Dre says, here, Rob, why don't you take it back? A little hesitation move, up, in, and 1. 31-10 Miners at that point. Next, Tumanen with a couple of dribbles. Then he kind of lets Manistee pick their own players off, hits the jumper. Ben Luke will continue the scoring string for the Maize and Blue, driving and again using the window. That made it 35-10 Negaunee. For the Emeralds, JT Hoholik, Jordan Turan, Mason Machinsky for the hoop and the harm. He made the free throw, but Negaunee would just keep right on rolling, and the Miners picked up the win, 68-31. To the girls, we head to the south. Menominee in pink uniforms tonight, raising awareness for breast cancer as they take on the number 1 team in the Big 5 poll, Marquette. First quarter, Hunter Vidala, Martha Storm, no. Lizzie Corrine, yes. And that's the first basket of the game. She had 7. On the other end, Morgan Roman, Avery Stewart, no. Madison McDonald will get the rebound. Nice job using the left hand, and the Maroons have a 1-point lead. The Redettes testing the perimeter. Shayla Hubner knocks down the triple. Marquette back in front, 5-3. Marquette's defense causing problems as usual. Hunter Vidal of the steal, and she'll race to the bucket for the finish. Redettes up by 6. Vidal had 11, 5 rebounds, 6 steals, 6 assists, and a pain in the butt to the other team as usual. A basket here for Amanda Simmons off the glass. Therese Leedy had 18 for Marquette, and the Redettes won easily, 68-33. Meanwhile, the 2 teams tied for number 5 in the Big 5 poll, Houghton and Kingsford. And that's Sydney Dillinger getting things going for the Gremlins about 5 minutes into the game. Flivers have a response. Renee Roberts to Samantha Lindemann. Samantha lines up the shot and knocks down the long 2. A slow-scoring first quarter. Flivers take over in the second. Courtney Qualley, Maria Wiltsius, and that gets the Flivers on the board again. And Julie Philpott says we must crash the boards. Whoops. Wiltsius with the putback here. Flivers up 6-3. The scoring did pick up in this one, and it went into overtime, in fact. And in fact, Houghton came back to win the game by the count of 40-34, again in overtime. One other note from basketball tonight in college basketball on the women's side. Minnesota Duluth defeated Sioux Falls 70-65. Houghton's Taylor Dillinger had 8 points for the Bulldogs. and she also had 3 rebounds in the contest. Duluth is now 10-9 on the season and 8-7 in conference play. When we come back, NMU, Michigan Tech hockey, and Michigan Tech hockey team is in solid position to have home ice in the first round of the WCHA playoffs. The Huskies, of course, would always like to improve that position. One way to do that, winning more games at home. That 9-game homestand continued tonight against Alabama Huntsville. No scoring in the first period, and we will pick up the action there in the second. Alex Patan is going to slash that one home with the wrister from Tanner Carroll and Max Vallis. That's a power play goal, 1-0 at 1:08 of the second. About a minute and a half later, again on the power play, Blake Pietila will score in a crowd to give the Huskies a 2-0 lead. Matt Roy and Malcolm Gould, the helpers. Next, Gould's going to get the puck back, number 14, right on the doorstep. Puts it home from Pietila and Riley Sweeney. That made it 3-0 within about a 5.5-minute span. Jamie Phillips was holding up his end of the bargain in the Huskies' net as he would stop all kinds of shots. He had 20 saves. Joel L'Esperance in the third period converts on the giveaway. We'll show you this one again because very simply all of a sudden he just steals it, bounce, backhand, goal. Carmine Guerrero is a good goaltender for Alabama Huntsville, but he was left out to dry on several occasions tonight. Dylan Stamen with the goal there. Michigan Tech your winner by the count of 5-0. Let's go to the Barry Event Center where it was Alaska Anchorage taking on the Wildcats. And just 23 seconds into the game, Ryan Kesty is going to get a stick on the puck and he flips it through, and that gives the Wildcats the early lead. Bad news for NMU though. The Seawolves are driving toward the net and down goes Matthias Dahlstrom. He would get up, but it was not the way he wanted to get up. He was helped off the ice and was replaced by Derek Dunn in the net for NMU. Austin Azurdia rips this one past Dunn, but don't count out the Cats yet. They started backing up the goaltender, Mr. Dunn. Sammy Salmon leaves the puck for Zach Diamond. Tony to Gerard Hansen. That's a goal. And the Cats are back in business. After a turnover, here come the Seawolves, Brad Dewey. And not much you can do there. But the Cats would get going again in the third. Mitch Jones to John Seamer. He's going to put it in the net. Shane Suth is able to get in there too. He gets the goal. That tied it at 3. The Wildcats add 2 more and go on to win 5-3. So Derek Dunn wins his first in the net for NMU. He had 23 saves. To the scoreboard in the WCHA, it was good news for NMU, not so good news for Michigan Tech, because Minnesota State, the team that's in first place, beat Ferris State 5-1. So NMU is now all alone in 4th place with 18 points, and Michigan Tech is not able to catch up at the moment with the Mavericks. And in the other WCHA game on the schedule tonight was Bemidji State defeating Bowling Green 5-2. Let's go to Escanaba, where the Eskimos are taking on the Houghton Gremlins. And Cale Markham, number 5, is going to come in from the right side of your screen and score for Houghton. It was 1-0 Gremlins after 1. Marcus Gloss would deny Hunter LaMarche an opportunity. To the second, Levi Wonder to Dylan Gauthier. But Gloss is there for the save again. And gets back on his feet. He doesn't waste any time getting right back to work. The third period now. Number 5, there's Markham again, his second of the night. And that was a power play at 4:11 into the third. The Gremlins are 8-0 in the Great Lakes Hockey Conference, not to mention number 2 in the state in Division III, a 4-0 victory over the Escanaba Eskimos. And we will be right back. The Northern Michigan University Student Athlete Advisory Committee will be holding a special promotion at tomorrow's basketball games between NMU and Northwood. At halftime of each game, there will be a half-court shot contest to benefit a Make-A-Wish Foundation recipient. For $1 an attempt, a half-court shot with gift cards as prizes. Now remember, the games against Northwood tomorrow start early. The women at 11 and the men at 1. At Michigan Tech's basketball games are at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock against Lake Superior State. Of course, you know the Super Bowl is on Sunday, Seattle and New England. Also Sunday, Michigan State, Michigan men's basketball. So a couple of good things to watch on Sunday. Thanks for joining us. Have a good weekend.